right? So this is probably going to offend some people, but I don't really care, really. So you could tell, like, all the Western world news networks are rooting for Israel, right? They're defending their actions, and the Christian news networks and other Christian sources are heavily backing them with, you know, obviously with just words, but I mean they're defending them. They're saying that they're the good guys. You know, like this upsets me greatly, this situation, because this happened like what, 8 years ago, and they lied to get away with atrocities then, and then 7 years before that they did it also. I don't remember any time before that. Apparently there's 2 other times before that too. This is the 5th time they've gone to war. Well, they like to call it war in the news, but I mean, war consists of 2 opposing sides with huge numbers, right? Like, this is just a slaughter of a type of people, you know? Like the Israel area, right? That was given to them by America back in the 1940s, right? That's not the same place that it's talking about in the Bible. It can't be. They can't be the same people that are chosen by God as God's people. They can't be. If they were, then that's not the same God that we're worshiping, because he wouldn't, not that he wouldn't allow them to do these horrible things, he would definitely, I think there would be some type of reprimandation, right? Like, even if it's supernatural, like I don't think they would be able to get away with everything they've gotten away with for so long. It's hard to talk about this because, you know, obviously people are going to get offended regardless. Just, like, I don't believe that they're God's chosen people at all. I don't even believe that they're Jews, okay? Israelites, they're not. I don't believe that at all. I mean, if you read the book of Revelation, okay, Revelation chapter 2, I think it is, it talks about Jesus is speaking, right? And he's saying to John, now write this to the angel of the church of Smyrna, I think it is. It doesn't really matter. Like, the churches are representations of time and places and belief systems, okay? So, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the exact church from the year 700. It could be the church of the year 2023. You know, like, you have no idea. It's a system of belief that it's talking about, right? That's why it's called, that's why he's not addressing the church itself or a preacher in the church to write to him. He's saying, write this for the angel that resides over this church. So it's a little more complicated than you think. But anyway, so he says, I know the blasphemy of those that call themselves Jews and are not, right? So he's saying to the person who's reading it that I know you, the reader, I know the tribulation you went through, I know the work you put in, and I agree with you in your understanding of the situation of the Israelis. Pretty much that's what he's saying. Like, he's saying that these Jews that you see that call themselves Jews are not. So, like, if that is a representation of now, if he's talking about now, okay, then that means that the people in Israel are not Jews, because they're the only ones calling themselves Jews, right? Nobody else is falsely calling themselves Jewish, right? Like, there's not like a group of white people or black people or Hispanic people or Cuban people, like, you know what I mean? There's no other race of people that are saying, hey, we're the Jews, right? There's only one group of people that's doing that, and it's about 5 million strong. That's it. Now, like, that doesn't add up to me, okay? That tells me that these dudes are the liars. These guys are the synagogue of Satan, right? Because, like, okay, if it was God, like, you know, the one who's always just and always fair, right? Why would he allow them to do the things that he does, right? Like why would he allow them to just, I don't know, randomly just shoot people in the groin just because, and call it mercy? Like, that's not from my God. That's not from the Most High, okay? That's from Satan. Satan would literally do that to a person if he could. He would shoot him in the fucking balls. Okay? He would do all those things, you know, to the kids that you've seen. That's his work. That's not the work of the Most High, obviously. Obviously. So you got to really think about what's going on here. Right? So first they claim that, well, they got attacked by like all these paratroopers in some kind of a festival, like a concert, right? Which, okay, could have happened. Could have been a legit terrorist group that just had the means and they did it. But the things that happened afterwards that Israel started reporting on, saying that there's whole villages that were massacred and children were beheaded, okay? That has Israel written all over it. That doesn't have Palestine written all over it. Like, okay, and then after that, all right, they say that a Hamas rocket hit a hospital and killed 500 people. Okay, like I've seen videos of Hamas rockets, okay? The thing explodes like a grenade. It's like literally like the size of a grenade. Like it misfired, it hit the middle of a open road, okay, on this video, and it was like the explosion size of a grenade. So tell me, how is that gonna kill 500 people? Okay, and now there's reports saying that they found the casing of the missile. It wasn't a rocket, it was a missile. And guess who sent that missile? Well, it had American flags on it. That's your first guess right there. You know, and Joe Biden's there saying how, oh, all this is justified. You know, murdering children and burning them, right? And then blaming your enemies for this. This is all justified by God. This is halal. No, it's not. It's not. Okay, do you guys remember 2015, 16? Or I don't even remember which year, but it was around there. Okay, they did the exact same thing. They lied. They said that they were getting hurt by rockets, and then they fired back ridiculous amounts, killing so many innocent people. You know, how are you gonna claim to be God's chosen people, but then treat other races of humans as if they're animals, lower than animals? You beat them and torture them and take their lives and ruin their families. Like that's not Jewish. Like that's not what they're talking about in the Bible, right? The Jewish people are supposed to be good people. These people are showing themselves to be the worst people. And I don't think it's a coincidence that all this is happening now, right? And quite literally, like think about it this way, okay? If Jesus was telling John to write this down for every church, right? Those aren't the churches that existed at the time that he's saying it, okay? Because why would it be written in the book of Revelation? If the book of Revelation is for the final generations of man, just like the book of Enoch is, then, you know what I mean? Like, no, he was trying to warn us, right? Like, I can almost guarantee it, that he was telling you that place, you know, where they have the Dome of the Rock, that's the synagogue of Satan. Like, when you think about it, okay, well, where does the Antichrist sit, right? When he takes power, where does he sit? He sits in Israel. The son of Satan, right? The Lord of sins takes that as his home. Now that should give you like the biggest fucking wake-up call right there. That holy shit, these people are literally Satan worshippers. And maybe they don't even know it if they haven't gone that far up in their own scripture, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, you can't tell me that that's not what it is. And then, you know, then you got to second guess every single one of those news networks that are telling you that they're the good guys, because they're clearly lying. Like, obviously every single news nation, like, it's just all lies, right? I mean, that's how you manipulate your people, is to control what they think the world is like around them that they can't actually see. You know, that's all I wanted to say was, you know, before you start defending these people, understand that they are the snakes, right? They're literally the snakes. Like, think about it, like Joe Biden, I just made a video of his eyes, right? He's got snake eyes, straight up. You know, and he just defended, you know, and said horrible fucking things, right? Like justifying their actions. Like, you know, that is a huge word in the Middle East, okay? Having something being justified, okay? Like, it's not. Clearly it's not. Like, God's not going to forgive them for their actions. You know, and before you know, think to yourself, oh, well, the freedom fighters started it. Well, these poor people are stuck in a corner. You know, they had their land taken from them, their money, their electricity, their food, their water. Then they, you know, get the roofs taken from over their heads. And you block all the borders so they can't leave, right? It's like an open jail. Like a 25-mile open jail. So, you know, you think about all the horrible things that happened in the Second World War. Like, and you think to yourself, oh, all those Jewish people, you know, were really getting executed, like, hard, right? But when you look at the numbers, it's like 6 million people died, okay? But then you look at it, okay, how many people fought in the war out of each country? How many soldiers of each country died in the war? Then you see the real truth that, holy shit, Russia lost 60 million people and won the war for the whole world. And now we're treating them like they're the bad guys, and the Ukraine suddenly isn't Nazis anymore. Like, you know, everything is backwards, upside down land right now. So when you hear in the news that Israel needs your prayers, like, no, don't do that. Don't fall for that. That's haram. That's evil. That's sinful. Okay. Like, you should know, Satan does these things. Okay, he gets you to twist your heart for the wrong reasons, for the wrong people, and then that's on you. Okay, that's on you for not being smart enough to figure it out. Just like the jab, right? Like, that's on me. Okay, even though I knew beforehand not to take it because of what it is, I took it anyway because I felt compelled, and probably because I was possessed at the time. I don't know. But there was like major shit going on during that time that made me do it, right? And I'm just saying, this is like almost no different, okay? Like choosing a side in this, instead of staying neutral, but actually choosing to defend verbally one of them over the other, is that's a big decision that most people won't realize until they start saying it out loud around people, and then it's like, okay, that is on me. I'm extremely upset with these imposters. Okay, like it's like every single minute of the day they're talking about them being the good guys.